going on, gamers? Divine Tech Analysis here. So, I know it's been very long since my last upload, and doing these game benchmarks takes a lot of effort to do. And I was like, gonna try to do one of the project, but I got caught off guard by the Sublime developers that made Outbreak that I was talking about before. And somehow they released a recent new patch update, which is called 0.4.0. I'll actually have it up on screen right here. So here it is. I'm not going to go over the changes, but I'll leave a link down below to the exact, uh, pretty much the whole entire page of what they did for the changes. However, there's one change that did caught my interest, and I'm kind of curious if they actually, pretty much improved their raw game engine performance. That's what I'm curious about. And I want to show you guys this other screenshot here, which is that they said in their patch notes, optimize vegetation and rendering performance in certain areas. So I'm thinking to myself, did they improve the game engine as well? Because I know the game engine is just very awful, and I haven't taken a look in this of the FPS with Amazon Afterburner, so we're going to go in and take a look at that much further down. I'm not going to be using two of my systems I own. I'm only going to use my desktop, but not my gaming laptop, because I have a feel like that would be the same, kind of like a similar poor performance behavior that I would showcase. But enough of all that. Let's check out what Sublime did for Outbreak. So yeah, Sublime is not going to be happy about this video, because I know they don't like the negativity on their raw gaming performance of what they have. I know they don't want to see this, and then I'm pretty sure they might shadow ban me or try to block this video, which I highly doubt it, because this is mainly a gaming benchmark performance and software, including hardware type of discussion. Anyway, delayed long enough. Let's take a look, shall we? Okay, so we're gonna test this out on my desktop system that has a Ryzen 7 700X and Intel Arc A770. So let's see if Sublime actually improved their raw game engine performance. But I don't know if they did, because I haven't even tested this out yet. I don't even know what the FPS is, so we're gonna see. And to clarify things, I am running on 1440p on 240 Hz, so we're gonna find out to see if they improved. Now I know that Sublime doesn't want to be criticized for this, but you know what? They need to learn this. So let's see if they learn anything. And you can ignore the FPS on the left side though, just for a brief moment, because that's not really the real-time FPS just yet. Alright, Sublime, what have you done? Because I did see a lot of changes, but the one thing that kind of caught my attention the most was the raw rendering performance thing, whatever they mentioned in the patch notes, but we'll see. So, what do you got, Sublime? What do you got? Hoping you guys can see the FPS count on the left side. Not the greatest, but I'm just trying my very best. Alright. And it looks just like that. I'm kind of curious to see if they made some improvements. Not really gonna go storm chasing for this thing. I just want to see if because every time I would go very fast on the rail, the FPS counter would just drop, like you couldn't keep up with it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not very great. Is it still dropping? I need to keep seeing this. I'm thinking, okay, so it's going up there. It keeps fluctuating every time, so let's just keep seeing this. So if it keeps going up, then all right, so that's the highest. Oh, did this drip or dip? I meant to say. Did it? I don't know if it's gonna drop to 60. I don't know if it's gonna do it. It looks stable. I mean, this is not even like the part I'm in. It's not really demanding, so I'm going to try to see if actually, you know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna cut this video quick, and then I'm gonna see if heavy rain will, including heavy hail, would drop FPS heavily if they actually improve the raw performance of the game engine. So I'll get back to you guys later on that. Okay, so coming back, I just realized that this thing just dropped to just below 60, which is not great. Let's try. I'm gonna try to get to that heavy portion of the storm to see if. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is not great. Yeah, they did not improve. Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah, this is the same thing as last time. They did not even improve. I'm so disappointed with Sublime. You guys see that right there? If you guys are seeing the FPS drops, I could tell it's a little blurry on the camera. Yeah, this does not look great. Yeah, this is just. Oh man, Sublime, you guys are liars. Like, I seriously can't get a better like gaming experience for this, because right now in heavy rain, like this thing cannot render properly. And I know my hardware can do this. It can render properly, but the game engine just can't communicate. Like, seriously. This is so disappointing. And one other thing I do want to mention, with the settings, I am running on a, I know you guys can't see that, but I am running indeed on ultra performance mode. So yeah, that is just disappointing. Yeah, I'm not impressed with this. They got a lot to make it for. Oh man. In fact, I do want to do one more testing real quick to see if this changed. But I'm thinking they didn't make any improvements, so I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Okay, so one last feature I do want to test if they did make some changes. If not, I'm not very impressed with this. So we're gonna change from, we're gonna change the cloud quality from ultra performance, and we're gonna try balance to see if they have improved things. I don't think they have, so we'll just do it for this update test. All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that does not look great. Or, yeah. I am not impressed, Sublime. I'm not impressed. I'm pretty sure you gamers are unimpressed as well. Yeah. Let's take it up a notch and see if they. So, quality mode. We'll see what they done. And yeah, I didn't think so either. Not very good. Let's turn it up higher. Oh, that's disgusting. Below 30 FPS? Ugh. Like, Sublime, is this a joke? Man, these Outbreak developers need to get their shit together. Alright, you know what? I'm going back up. Not gonna deal with that any longer. So, back to old performance. I think that's it for me for this testing. So, yeah, I thought they would improve the game engine, but apparently it's not. It's not very different. It's still the same thing as last time I tested this. Oh man, so disappointing, Sublime. So disappointing. All right, I think I'm gonna end it here, but I also want to add one other thing here after this. So let's get back to this. Okay, fellas. So here we are. I'm gonna give you my conclusion and some other thing I do want to mention that I never told you guys about, and I kind of kept this in for a reason. So, first of all, this is just really disappointing that I thought that Sublime has actually updated their raw game engine performance. Because I know it's like really bad though, and if you guys have seen my previous video about Outbreak though, the behavior of the game engine that communicates with the CPU and GPU, this is so bad. Like, I don't know why they're not taking care of it, but in this update, I thought to myself in their patch notes, like I mentioned, that in the little line that says optimize vegetation and rendering performance in fields and farm areas, which I thought that would mean they actually fix their game engine behavior. That's what I thought. So I decided to test this out, and I'm like, okay, seems pretty nice. But even though I'm kind of seeing some dips, but when I went to a thunderstorm with heavy rain and hail, it just dropped below 60. Which I'm like, are you serious, Sublime? Are you for real right now? You don't care that your game engine performance is so bad that there will be chances where gamers will experience a crash or like a server error, things like that. Like, you don't care about that. Like, this is unacceptable. Like, fellas, this is truly unacceptable. Who would want to play a AAA title that is so bad in game engine performance, even though your hardware is capable of playing the game, but all of a sudden you're going to get these crashes that you don't want to have, or you don't want to deal with them. Like, who wants to deal with that? But that's just, I don't know. They should have just focused on this as the priority instead of adding more additional features. And one quick side note is that they actually did added um, XeSS upscaling, which is the Intel Arc, which that's what I use. Which from the very beginning they never had that for over 2 years. Now they're coming up with it. I'm like, dude, this was just such like this is total BS right now. This was so overdue that you could have came with this implementation all the way back 2 years ago because you already had DLSS and FSR because GeForce and AMD card owners like they got what they needed, but to me as an Intel Arc user, I couldn't have gotten it by now. I don't know why they took so long, but you know what? I mean, I'm okay. It's right there, but I don't use any upscaling at all. I don't ever use upscaling. I want to play raw native. That's all I care about. Like, I mean, I'm not saying upscaling is bad, but I prefer just the sharpest fidelity as possible. Like, get the best quality image you can possibly have. That's all I care about. That's just my preference. I just want to point that. Now, the other thing I do want to point out is that a while back, I actually did post my other video about the Outbreak, that is an optimized video, on the Reddit page, and somehow one of the devs did responded to my post. And this is the one thing that really questions me, that I don't understand why Outbreak or the Sublime developers thought this was okay. And this is what's really troubling about them, though. They're not very transparent. They're not very clear on what these features mean. So the video that I showed you guys, where the cloud quality feature, which I was able to switch from ultra performance to quality and ultra quality, and to you guys, it may sound very questionable, but let me explain here. So what I did was that, maybe that, this will get fixed, but the way how this one developer that responded to my issue was that the cloud quality, gosh, I can't speak properly, was not intended for actual intense gaming purposes. Which, I'm like, if that wasn't the case, if it wasn't meant to do gaming, why have you not made that clear in the game? Because people will actually understand that, okay, now we won't ever touch it though. But since they haven't really made it clear on their game, now everyone's going to look stupid. So, who's the dumb idiot now? The developer or the gamer? Which one? Developer or gamer? Who's the dumb one now? Because obviously you're not being forthcoming to your gaming audience, and people are going to complain that this feature, cloud quality feature, is so bad, and we just want better fidelity. And one other quick side note is that, that feature doesn't really affect the entire, everything, environment, things like that. It doesn't really affect that. It does most on the cloud, but why have this in the feature where people think like, oh, I actually want better fidelity within the clouds for just doing storm chasing. I want to do that. But obviously, like I said, it's not meant for that purpose. I don't understand what Sublime is thinking. So, if they want to have a better positive experience with us, the consumer and the gamer, then they better come out forward and explain themselves in a statement or whatever media they have. I don't care what they do, but obviously they need to become much more transparent and forthcoming to their audience. And to me, what they're doing right now to the gaming audience, it's absolutely like complete BS and lazy to all of us. That's just the one thing I want to conclude here. They're just being lazy and not being very transparent to the gaming audience. They feel like we're doing the right thing, we're doing everything we can, but obviously it ain't enough. That's it. It ain't enough. You gotta do a lot more than just this. And just clarify. Just clarify your audience. That's it. That's all there is to it. Like, how hard can that be? Sublime. How hard can that be? I think I've ranted far enough as it is. So that's it for this update for Outbreak. I'll give you guys another update if they ever improved for another major update, but who knows. That's it, gamers. Divine Tech Analysis signing out, so you guys take care.